Alright, John Oaks here with Hankster's Hot Rods here in our Homer City, Pennsylvania location, and today we're going to be going over the next addition to our inventory, and this is a 1963 Dodge Polara 330. Now, as you can see, our car here, sitting here, we've got it done. It's the white exterior. Nice paint on the car. This car is all original metal too, by the way. And again, everything about it really in great shape for what it is. But when we get to the motor is not the original motor, but we'll go over that as we open up our hood there. So as far as all of our bright work on this car, that's going to include all of your headlight bezels, the grille, your chrome front and rear bumpers, all of your emblems, and then your drip rail moldings and such. That stuff is all in really good condition on this car. It's nice and straight, polished up really well. So again, all of that's not going to be any kind of issues with it. It looks really good. As far as wheels and tires, these are just what you would have original steel wheels on this car. We've got 14x6s on the front, 15x7s on the rear. As you can see, they are painted red, and then they've got the trim rings and those dog dish style hubcaps on them, and they're all in great shape. Our car does have the Dodge emblems up front there in the black and the bright. Those are in great shape. Driver's side mirror, chrome. The chrome on that is in really good shape. Glass is in great shape too. Windshield, all of our side glass, all of that good shape too. We don't have any cracks or chips in the glass. Even your vent window and all the trim around it is in really good shape. Really no pitting whatsoever on this. Now, as far as your gaps and elevations, these are big cars. So again, to get the door in alignment really takes a lot of finesse, and this car is really good with that. As far as your gaps and elevations, everything looks dead on. And again, your all your body lines and everything, that all lines up too. Door handles are in great shape too. Again, these are probably all original handles. So again, they're still in really nice shape. We're going to open up our door and give the interior a little look-see here for us. You can see we've got the all red interior. It's vinyl. Full bench seat on the front, bench in the back as well. You do have the flip down armrest right in the middle of your front seat. Again, factory dash, factory instrumentation, and it does have, if you notice, if you look right down here, we've got a push button selector for the transmission. So that's a 727 push button transmission. You can see it's got the Polara steering wheel there too, and all the Polara emblems on like your seats. That's embossed in the seats there, and I believe probably up on the dash there too. So that's it for your inside your interior. Carpeting's in great condition, headliner and such. Again, all of that in really nice shape. All of your weather stripping too here. Weather stripping and seals, those are all in good shape. There's no cracks or tears in any of them. They're going to seal up really, really well for you. So we'll close our door. Again, that shuts nice and even. The door doesn't hang out at all, so it's been adjusted really well. And we'll come back here. We've got the 330 emblems back here on that rear sail panel. Those are in good shape. And then we'll come to the back of the car then. Now again, a big long car like this, you can look down the side of the car and see how nice and straight the car is. Again, big panels. It does take a lot to get everything lined up, and this car looks real well. As far as our trunk, big trunk back here, you can see your gaps the whole way around the trunk, as well as your elevations with your rear quarter panels. Those are in real nice shape. Your rear glass here, again, there's no chips, no cracks in that. All of your bright molding around that window is all in great shape, and all the little screws that hold it in, those are all present where they should be. As you can see across the back here also, again in the black and bright work here, we've got the Dodge badging back here. You've got the center badge here also, which is also a cover for your rear trunk lock, and we'll get to that here in just a minute. Got your chrome rear bumper there, and then if you look down below, you can see the dual exhaust poking out underneath that rear bumper. So I mentioned about that trunk lock cover. So all you do is right here in the center of it, you're just going to lift it up, and you just put your key in, and if I get it in the right way here, there we go. Trunk lock works. We're going to open up our trunk. Big steel trunk back here. Again, You can see underside's been painted the same as the car. The trunk floor is in nice shape too. You don't see any patching or anything like that. All your drain plugs are all installed, all the rubber plugs, that's what those are. Even up towards the front of the trunk there, you can see everything is all installed as it should be. And then again, your trunk seal the whole way around the car, around the trunk here, all in great shape. It meets right here in the center, still nice and soft, so that should seal up for you really nice and keep any kind of water or debris out of the trunk there. So we'll close this up. Closes nice and easy. And then your taillights, again, these are probably all original lenses and so forth. They're in nice shape. There's no chips or cracks in those. And your bezels, again, those are in good condition too for this car. As we walk around the passenger side, again, you can look the whole length of the car down the side of it and see how nice and straight it is. As far as back tires go on this car, it does have a set of drag slicks on the back, drag radials I should say, because they do have a little bit of tread to them. And then those are Nitto, I believe Extreme Drag is what they're called. As far as the sizes, let me just take a quick peek, see if I can see that. Looks to be, there it is, 275/60 15s on the back. And then on our front tires, these are Hankook tires, and the sizes on those is I believe 215/75 or 14s. So those are your tire differences front to back. Then as far as our passenger side, again, glass is in great shape, no chips or cracks in that. Got the matching 330 badge on the sail panel. All of your drip rail moldings here are in great shape. As we feel up along that drip rail, or the rain gutter we can call it, it's nice and smooth up in there. Same thing with the roof. The paint on the roof looks really, really good too as well. And again, over here on the passenger side, you can see your gaps there on both the rear and the front of the door. They don't look too bad. Elevations are dead on, and again, all of your body lines are matching. Let's take a look on this side. And again, just kind of get a look from the passenger side here. Again, you'll notice that the upholstery, there's no rips or tears in it. Your carpeting looks really good. I don't really see any fading whatsoever. The dash looks in really good condition too, as well as your door panels and your armrests on both sides as well. So again, all of that looks very well, very nice for this car. And again, the door shuts nice and easy, and shuts solidly too. So as we come to the front side now, again, matching Dodge emblem up here on the front, and then we come around to the actual front of the car. Big chrome front bumper. You've got that grill here, all the bright work there. Again, this is original grill. You've got your headlight bezels, and then again, traditional sealed beam headlights. You've got your, what I would assume are going to be probably your high beam headlights in here as well. And then big steel hood here. This is all steel, all original gaps and elevations around on this, on the front end of this. Not too bad. Again, nice smooth looking hood too. Now we're going to go ahead and open up this, discuss what we have for an engine underneath here. So let me find our hood release here. Okay. So there is our hood opened up. So of course the underside of the hood's painted white. The engine compartment itself all painted white too. This car does retain the fender tag too, with all of your codes on there that you would want to look up. As far as the engine goes, now again, like I said, this is not the original numbers matching motor. This is a 413 max wedge motor here. Now you can see our car has the dual chrome air cleaners on it. Underneath those, we've got two Edelbrock 4-barrel carburetors. Those are 1404 Edelbrocks. Got the chrome Moroso valve pan covers here with breathers, and then we also have, that's the stock intake for this motor too. which again holds both of those 4-barrel carburetors. These have stock cast exhaust manifolds, and those empty out into dual 3-inch exhaust all the way out to the back of the car, and we'll go over that after we get this on the lift. Of course, you can see a nice big aluminum radiator here. That's going to help cool this big motor down. 7-blade aluminum Flexlite fan in there as well. Now, as far as power steering, it does have power steering, but it does have manual brakes. This is a manual drum brake car, but as far as the brakes go, it stops really, really well for 4-wheel drum brakes. As far as the ignition system, it's got a stock distributor, stock type wires, and coil. So that didn't really need to be addressed at all. It still works fine. So that's pretty much it as far as the engine goes. Now, like I said, when we were going through the interior, that push button transmission, the shifter there, that's a 727 Torqueflite, but again, it operates off of the push button style shifter there for this car. All right, so we got our 1963 Dodge Polara 330 up on the lift here. So we're going to go through the underside just as we do all of our cars, starting at the front, working our way back through, talking about steering, suspension, the frame, floors, and all the components that you can see underneath here. So starting up front, as I said here, we're going to go over the suspension. So you've got your stock K-member up front here. That's basically what everything attaches to. It's in good shape. It's not been banged up or beat up on anything there. All stock suspension here. So your upper and lower control arms, that's all stock factory stuff. Now this does have the strut rod style suspension along with the torsion bars on here. So that's going to keep the front end up on it. That's how these Mopars were made back in the day and how it still is. We've got brakes on this thing. They're 4-wheel drum brakes, okay, but it stops really good. The steering on this car, all the tie rods, that is all in good shape. All of your ball joints, all the dust boot covers are on there. That's going to help keep any kind of dirt and debris out of those ball joints and keep the grease in there so they stay well maintained throughout years and years. Same thing with the ball joints on your upper and lower control arms. Those are all in good shape. Of course, your strut rods and your torsion bars, they have the bushings there at the frame and so forth. Those are all in good shape as well. The car does have power steering, so it's going to turn again. It is a bigger car, so you're going to need that power steering. But again, power steering is going to solve a lot of your problems for you there as far as that goes. It'll steer really, really nice for you. But the brakes, it is manual brake, and like I said, 4-wheel drums. But again, it stops really well for being a drum brake car. As far as our drivetrain on this car, we'll go over that real quick because it does not have the stock engine in this car. It has a transplant motor, and it is a 413 max wedge motor. So that's what you got for your engine. As far as the transmission, you've got the Torqueflite 727 automatic transmission. The oil pan on the motor, and as well as the transmission pan, all of that the whole way around are nice and dry. No drips, no leaks. Back here on the transmission, even at your rear seal here where your slip yoke slides into, that is nice and dry. Your transmission cross member here, that's in great shape. The transmission mount itself is in good shape also. Of course, then we've got our drive shaft. That's going to be a balanced unit to help eliminate any kind of vibrations. And then you have your differential here, your rear end. This is a Mopar 8 3/4 inch rear. It is not a posi unit, but it is a 278 gear ratio. So you're still going to be able to cruise around on the streets, and it's not going to rev the motor sky high. It's going to be a nice cruising gear. Now, as far as the rest of the suspension up front, shocks and so forth, that's going to be all stock stuff, just a regular set of gas charged shocks up there. On the rear, you've got the multi-leaf rear suspension. We also have a set of air shocks there. So with those air shocks, you're going to be able to adjust the ride height back there and get it set in the way you like it just by simply attaching an air hose to it. You're going to have a Schrader valve there, so you can do that real easy to do. As far as your exhaust here, you can see comes off of our stock cast exhaust manifolds, full dual exhaust all the way back here We've got a set of dual Flowmaster mufflers, so it's going to give it a real nice tone back here. And then of course tailpipes, they go up over top of that rear end and then exit out the rear of the car right underneath the rear lower valance there. As far as the frame's nice and straight underneath here on both sides. Then of course back here, your rear sections here, your dog legs up over top of the rear end, those are all nice and straight, good and square the whole way back through the car. Now the floors are still in really good shape. However, again, it is an older car. It's a 1963, and it has been undercoated underneath here, as you can see. But you can also see it's got all the factory stamping lines and so forth in the floors. So again, it's all the correct metal for this car. Wheels and tires now, that'll be our last thing to go over. We've got a set of Hankook tires up front. These are mounted on 14x6 steel Mopar wheels with hubcaps and the trim rings. The size on those are 215 75 14s. And then on the back, they put a set of 15-7 wheels on it, matching wheels to the front, just a different size. And then they've put a set of Nitto extreme drag tires back here. So if you think that the tires look a little bald, that's kind of the way they're made. But again, the size on these is 275 60 R15s. Of course, your fuel tank back here, it's in great shape. That's your stock fuel tank. The straps and all the mounting hardware, that's all in great condition on that. So that's pretty much it for our 63 Dodge Polara 330. We'll go ahead and drop it down off the lift now, get that hood opened up, and we'll fire that 413 motor up for you. That way you get to hear what it sounds like.